Well, all right, folks, here in Taming, Arizona, and welcome to another Saturday shopping adventure. Today's area is going to be the Pretty Neighborhood, which we are pulling in right now. We're going to be hitting that and several others throughout the day, so let's go get it, folks.
I've been so blue.
There we go, folks, starting out with some Crystal Gale, my mommy's favorite one. Okay, look at this here. Start out with that. It's a heavy little bugger there. Little man's got one, but that one's got a steel bed to it, so hey. Well, hey, folks, with a Tonka truck, we are on the board. All right, little pink houses for you and me. Interesting. This one looks good. I like this one. Okay. Oh, these are I can't think of the word. Y'all can tell me what these are. Wow, there's some long buggers right there. What is all this? Okay. Yeah, we'll take all that. Yeah. Let's see. What do you? Oh. Look at that old planer. Wow, it's even came in its own box. Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah. We forgot our other ones. Let's see what we all got here. A lot of stuff, but let's start to get a little wire salad off of this here. Oh, wow. Okay, this is really packed in tight, folks. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Huh. I'm gonna grab what we can. Well, all right, folks. We got a little taming down to do, and then we shall move on. You got some metal on you. You can go. All right, got another scrapper in this neighborhood, and I think he's grabbing metal. Yay. Well, let's move on. Grab that thing there. Okay, a tad bit lighter. Hiding on me. Sweet little OBS right there, like that. Let's see what we got on here. Okay. What's all this here? Deal is here. Oh, they just bent it up is what they did. Okay. Well, alrighty, folks, we're gonna tame this stuff down. We'll move on. I got one little light fixture here. Okay, folks, I'm gonna try and deglass this, give it a shot, and then we'll move on. Get there. Okay. There. I think we saw a water cooler. All right. Off you go. Down a rabbit hole. See if I can get it down. Baby. And now all the water will leak out. All right. Beautiful. It does have some metal to it, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. There's all that. And there's that. All right. Oh, a bike rack is what it is. Okay. I don't know if I ever got one of these before. Alrighty, we're gonna get a rope on that, and then we will move on. All right, folks, here in Southern Arizona, and welcome to the second city. Today's area is going to be the one that I like. It's the Lakes community, the one with no alleys. Really like that. We'll be checking that out in a few other places, so hey, let's go get it. All right, folks, here we are. And as you can see, we do have a few things in there. We might have gone out to the shooting spot another time, but hey, you'll see that. Now, okay. Well, the whole darn thing just comes apart there, doesn't it? All right. Okay. Oh boy, they took this one down. I like it. I am impressed. Oh, that's a mirror. That's what that is. Let's see, we got a little, there's a little special deal going on there. Let's see if I can separate it. Yeah, they used to put a little, like, this used to be able to separate, and then you could get all that out. Grab this up. Oh. And some infilling pots and pans. Easy. Alrighty. Okay, folks, you can see that there is called community responder. Those were what were once called CSOs, civilian service officers. There he is, right there. And what that is they're kind of like, I don't want to say step, but they can take accident reports, burglary reports, basically any kind of report without a suspect they can do. And they really help out a lot, because a lot of the stuff that we do, you know, is someone stole my wallet, whatever, and they don't know who did it. So they can take those things, and they can also respond out to calls in the city. So pretty cool. That's what that was, the community responder. They changed the name of it. There's a little metal base there. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing about those community responders is they look, you know, I don't know if you saw the guy, he had a vest on and all that. They are unarmed, and that's why I think they changed their name, but just to make it sound not so much like a cop. But yeah, they are unarmed, but they can still take a lot of calls, and they are a big help. Okay, what are they? And we're gonna show an added bonus. This was, I've shown this before, but yeah, this was one of our old ones that somebody bought. Yeah, right there, Tempe Police. they didn't have those on them, I guarantee it. Vehicle 723. I wonder if I ever drove this one. Interesting. Yeah, they took all the cage out. Yeah, and that's how we would, when we would get our cars in the morning, there was a big board, a pegboard of keys, and it would have the car numbers, and you'd take the car and off you go. But interesting to see that here decommissioned. I like it. Oh, we've got a good little pile here. That got a metal base to it. That can go. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, that goes that away. You go in there. Grab this. Oh, that's hand painted. Look at that. Turned into a condo complex and saw that. Let's see here. All right. Beautiful. Okay, I got, oh boy. Okay. A few metal things here, a little bit of helium steel. Any wires in there? A few, not bad. There's another one. Yeah, we got that. Put the Romex on it and everything, sure, why not? Okay, we got a little ceiling fan here. And that. And that. Alrighty. One there. Let's see here. Get a rope on that, and then we shall move on. And I think we may be in the alleys for the rest of the day, folks. Just might, I'm not sure. All right. Walk around that thing. Beautiful. And there we go. We got, oh, there's a plastic one. So we'll do a little wire salad going on there. And there you go. One motor persuaded out. Alrighty, folks. Let's move on. Like we got a bit of a steel meal here. Wow. A lot of metal studs. Go there. And what we got? We got the TV. There we go. Alrighty, let's move on. Back with no seat. All right. There we go. Up top. Here you go. Got a couple of little things here. No full beers this time, darn. And you're a light one. Alrighty. Got this little Arizona special here. Alrighty, on we go. Oh, look at that, we got this old one there, huh? That we do. It's plastic. Okay, beautiful. I believe I've shown this one before, but for folks who have just turned in the last bit, this is what happens when someone gets burglarized. They will go to sometimes very great lengths, and I got no problem with this. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 signs. God knows how many lights, and he's put he cemented the bricks on the top. Got the light, got the camera set up right there. Yeah, this guy is, like I said, I'm sure, no doubt, he was burglarized, and I've seen people do this kind of stuff in the past. So interesting, very interesting. Alrighty, folks, there she is. Second city for this week. Not bad. Started out a little bit slow. Was getting a little bit worried, but definitely picked up toward the end there. Got some TVs, some Arizona specials, the grande versions, all that, and we also got the stuff from the second city, which you'll see later. We're gonna be dumping to today. So let's get on down to All Metal by Scrap and see what we get. Let's go. Alrighty, folks, we are on down to Scrap Avenue, where it looks like we got a whole wall of cubes there. Look at that. Wow. 7,970. Alrighty, folks, now that we're done sweating there, let's get up on the scale and see where we're at. 7240, 7240. Alright, something like that. Alrighty, folks, today in Salvaging Arizona, we're going to do a quick wrap up what we got today. Hot day today, folks, I'm telling you, a hot one. But we pulled 660 pounds. Not bad, not bad. 5 cents a pound still. They ain't budging on that. $33. Hey, I will take that all day long. Folks, see you on the next adventure. Alrighty, folks, in Salvaging Arizona, there is a close-up of the Superstition Mountains as we are heading out of town. And as you can see, we got some clouds up in the sky. Even though it's July, it's low to mid 90s, and for that's not bad for us. So we're gonna head out to the shooting spot, and we're gonna look up for some shot up scraps and see what on some brass, hopefully. See what else we can find. If it gets too hot, well, hey, I guess we'll go back. But let's go see what we can get. Here we are on the old dirt road, folks, and as you can see by the sign there, the fire restrictions are still in effect. So we're probably gonna get a lack of freedom sounds, but hopefully we'll find some pretty good stuff. Let's keep on going. Well, no doubt about it, we are out at the shooting spot. I want to give you guys a good little overview here. Not bad today. This is the first spot you stop at. Sometimes people park their RVs and OHV stuff over there, but as you come down, this is the first spot. So not seeing much here, a few little metal things here and there, but we're going to be doing some hop, skipping, and jumping all the way down the road here at different spots. Beautiful day out today. It's actually, like I said, not that bad, amazingly, for Arizona in July. So let's head on to another spot. One filing cabinet, $250, slightly used. I know what I have. No lowball offers. Even throw in the little stuffed man for free. All right, here we go, folks. This is another case of a 2 shot up thing, man. Really shot up. One thing I did find nearby though was this little board there, which we'll be grabbing. So mainly we're finding some small little steel stuff, and we're getting little stuffs here and there. Not too much brass so far. Again, like I said, lack of freedom sounds. But hey, we're gonna keep on going and see if we can find any more cool stuff like this. And we're starting out with our non-bulletproof hood, of course. And a few things down there as well. So we're gonna grab all that stuff, see if we can grab out of here, and then we'll wrap up. We'll not do a full wrap up, but we'll see at the end. You'll see. Okay, folks, one of my favorite movies of all time, probably one of my favorites, is Office Space. I've even gone to, I'm on a trip to Austin, Texas. I went and saw where they filmed the filming locations and all that, and one of the most famous scenes was when they destroy the printer. And I think maybe Peter Gibbons was out here. What do you know? I don't know. Maybe they're out here with their sledgehammers and bats and everything, taking care of this whole printer. Office Space style. I like it. Interesting stuff. This is cool. Let's move on. Well, alright, folks, let's do a quick wrap up of this area here. Like I said, we hit this spot and there's 2 more down that way down the tracks. So as you saw earlier, we got the hood, some good amount of weight there. There's some smackdown chairs, some other miscellaneous shop stuff that I grabbed. We gotta grab that. And as always, you do find your share of e-waste out here attached to these shot up TV boards here. We'll get the chips off of them. Of course, the smackdown chairs and some just miscellaneous metal. Now, it's getting a bit hot here, folks, so we may check out a few spots past the dam and we'll see what we find there. Alright, folks, here we are going down another dirt road to an old shooting spot I used to go to way back in the day. And it's also, this spot is also connected to the channel in one way, and you'll see when we get there. Well, alright, folks, here we are at one of our older shooting spots that we used to go to from way back in the day. Also, I used to go dove hunting out here, so that way is north. We just came from that way, and over there is where our other shooting spot was. Superstition Mountains. Got a water tank there. That's what brings all the doves there most of the time. The old loading chute. Check that thing out. We're gonna have a closer look at that. Like I said, that's part of this channel. I'll explain to you in just a second as we go up there. But so talk about old school, huh? Like I said, I found this place, gosh, mid-90s, I'd say I found this place. As you can see, this is where the cows would come up the loading chute. When I started my channel, I started thinking of a good place to get a good shot for my specialty shot that they put up. I know there's a name for it, but this was it. I walked up right here, stood about right here at sunset, and took the photo for our channel. And as you can see, all the interesting little bullet holes and whatnot here. But yeah, you don't really see this kind of stuff much. This has been here for a very long time. Old. I haven't seen cows here in quite a long time. But let's go over there and do a wrap up of what we got for today. And well, all right, folks, I think I've cooked out here long enough. We're gonna wrap it up here today. Today we're gonna show just a quick wrap up. We got just some minor steel, you know, the always the good shot steel that we get from the shooting spot, and we got a little bit over there. Hope you guys enjoy this time out in the desert, and we'll meet you back in the city. See y'all there. Baby stroller, okay. Let's see if we can figure out the trick. There it is. All right. Benefits of having toddlers at my age, or being around toddlers. You know how to undo those crazy baby things. All right. Lock it in like that. That's how we'll do it. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Oh, little kiddo back there. Go right there. Okay, oh, check. This one likes to be a little difficult. That and that. All right. Okay, a couple things there. Just a little push mower there. There you go. We're gonna give this one a try. Why not? See how bad she gets. Baby. Let's get that. Perfect. Wow. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad. Well, all right, folks. PD story time. Yes, PD story time once again. And today we're going to be doing two quick topics. Today, one about interviewing people at scenes of crimes, and another one about how criminals can use city boundaries as a way to get away. And we'll talk about that. In regards to interviews at a scene, let's say you get to a scene and no, every officer is assigned a beat, okay? In my beat, it was called Zone 6. That's just what they called it. So if a call came out in Zone 6, they would send the Zone 6 officer, and you were what's called primary on the call because it was your beat, okay? If you got sent to somebody else's beat, and then they would be the one that would take it. So if you're the primary one, you're the one that takes the victim. You interview the victim, you get the main story and all that stuff. It's funny because the suspect is, and that's done as a courtesy. You always take, especially if it's your beat, you always take the victim because the victim will have the longest story, obviously. The suspects usually are, I didn't do nothing. I want an attorney. There's their story. Tink, tink, tink. Done. Your primary is what they call it. That means it's your investigation. Your name is on the front page of the report, and when it comes time to go to court, you are going to be the primary one called, and they'll call others in as well if they're needed to do it. Other officers may take a report at the scene, but those are called supplements, where they just basically like a tack on, like I went to this location, talked to this person, and he said yada yada. So now the next one is pretty interesting. A lot of people think that police, when I key up on a radio, an officer in let's say another city will hear me, or somewhere else will hear me. Every department has their own radio systems, okay? And some even use different radio codes, you know? Like for us, 906 meant I'm in a fight, I need help now, okay? And with the sheriff's office, 906 just meant I need a backup. You know, I just need somebody else there, no hurry. So there was ways, starting in actually 2011, after I'd already been out for 13 years, there was a way that they changed the radios to where you could switch between channels and listen. You could even come up on their channels, but that's that wasn't really protocol. I wouldn't just switch over to like the town next to me is Mesa. I wouldn't switch over to Mesa and go Tempe 11261. I need this. We have this going on. You wouldn't do that. You would call your dispatch. They would call that city's dispatch, and then that city's dispatch would broadcast out to the officers. And that little last part there is where the criminals use that. Okay, so let's say you're going to do a robbery, and it's right on the edge of a city border. Now, I've told you guys about the city borders, how one side of the street is one city, one side is another. Well, if they rob something, let's say on the corner of Tempe and Phoenix, okay, and they jump right over the I-10 into Phoenix, well, the call's got to come into us. We got to get the call. It's got to go out to us. Once we've heard they've gone to Phoenix, then we have to call Phoenix, and then Phoenix broadcasts it out to their people. And that could be 5, 10, even more minutes, depending on how busy they are. So that's why, like I said, a lot of I don't want to say good, but good criminals would get away, because they do one right there on the city border, get across, they got time to get away, and away they go. Couple short stories today. Hope you guys like those, and let's get on back. Oh, I think we got ourselves a steel mill here, don't we? Yeah, we do. Well, this ought to be interesting, huh? And how about we just start shoving it in like this here. Hey, how you doing? I think I am actually gonna drop it. All right. Well, we got to get stuff for little man, and he loves PJ Masks. It's a new cartoon that he just loves them. So we even bought him a pajama with a cape on it. It's pretty cool. Okay, got some bits of steel here. We can find a place for, I'm sure. That's better. Do it like that. All right. Alrighty, folks, here we are for a Saturday. Not bad at all. Got some pretty good stuff here. We got I was proud of myself with the stove. The heavy stove, I got that in there. Real proud of myself with that. Got a lot of horse patio furniture. Got that good steel meal right there toward the end. A lot of good steel stuff. Not much non-ferrous, a little bit of wires, but we're gonna run this on down to all metal by scrap. We'll see if we get this. Let's get on down. Alrighty, folks, here we are. Weighing out. The crane is doing its work. Okay, not bad. 80, 80, 80, 80. Alrighty, folks, here we are on the way out. Not much non-ferrous today. 73.20. Save the water cooler and whatnot. Alrighty, folks, it's wrap up time for the week. Not bad. Got a little smattering of wires there. Got our water cooler there. Of course, gonna get our acorn out of that there. And somewhere around here, ran into a copper pipe. Don't even know where I picked that up. But I ain't gonna argue with that. And let's go run down what we got. So at the second city, we had 660 pounds at 33 bucks. And today we had 760 pounds at $38 for $71. Not bad at all. And folks, I'm looking at YouTube Studio right now, and 2624 is our subscribers. I mean, this is insane. It says that I've gotten 117 subscribers in the last 28 days. So folks, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. My goal is 5,000 for this year. Thanks for every click, every watch. I say it all the time, but I mean it. Have a great one. See you next week.